Hello, it's Bailey with Midnight Mama Sleep Consulting here, and today we are going to talk about room sharing and sleep training and if the two can mingle. In order for this good sleep to happen, we need to make sure that the baby has their own safe sleep space that is approved by the American Academy of Pediatrics or the Canadian Academy of Pediatrics. What this means is your child needs to have a hard, flat surface to lay down on that's ideally enclosed. So some examples of this could be a pack and play, a bassinet, or a traditional crib. If you can fit any of these in your room, then I would highly recommend going with either a pack and play or a crib. The reason for that is it's easier to make some blockades in between the bassinet or the crib and your bed. So what I mean by this is when our babies start getting older and they start getting more attentive, they are going to hear you come into your room, even if you're tiptoeing, or even in the middle of the night and you come into your room, but it's pitch black, but your eyes have adjusted and your baby can look around and see you. It's ideal if there's some sort of blockade preventing them from immediately seeing you when they wake up. So a blockade that works well would be having a sheet kind of hung up with maybe even an ironing board, just having the sheet draped over it. The best solution would be using the slumber pod. If you're interested in the slumber pod, I have a discount code for you. I'll include that in the comments. But what we would do is we would put the slumber pod over top of the bassinet. That way the baby's still in our room. We can still see them on the monitor if we want, but we know that they are in their enclosed space so that if we're walking around the room or even if we have to turn a lamp on, they're not waking up. So a few things I have on a checklist that are necessary for any room sharing experience, especially once they're out of the newborn phase, is you have to black out your room, like dark, dark, dark. And wherever your baby is sleeping at night, they need to be sleeping there during the day. So if you are sharing your room, then you're giving up your room for their nap time. You can't be sneaking in there to grab the laundry or to grab your toothbrush because you forgot it in the bathroom. You have to let them sleep there. The second thing is having a noise machine. So even if you feel like you can't really sleep with noise, if you're room sharing with your child, you are going to have to need some sort of noise preventer so that they are not waking up from every little sound or from your door opening or closing or you sneaking in. I love the Homedic sound machine, or there's a dome sound machine that works great as well. I will include some links in the comments. But any sort of sound machine or even a fan, just to provide some noise in the room, is ideal. The third thing that I recommend when it comes to room sharing is to have that blockade. So if you have a room divider, that's awesome. Or if you're using a pack and play or a bassinet, I'd highly recommend using the slumber pod. There is also an option called the Snooze Shade, and it works great for over a pack and play only. And it works really good until your child can stand up on their own. Once they're standing up, their head will be hitting the roof of it, so it's not ideal then. The slumber pod, though, it works like it's a big dome that goes over the tent, so that works very well for all ages. In fact, my almost 3-year-old still uses his slumber pod with his playpen when we're traveling and when he's having a sleepover at grandma's house. So in order for us to have this little blockade, it's really important to make sure that your child isn't immediately seeing you. This is the reason we're doing it. So in short form, can we sleep train while we room share? The answer is yes. Can you sleep train while you bed share? The answer is no. Or you can get your child to sleep decently well while you're bed sharing with them, but it eventually will become a problem later on that you'll have to fix. And co-sleeping is not recommended for the safe sleep guidelines given out by the American Academy of Pediatrics. It increases the risk of SIDS because there's a suffocation hazard. So if you have any questions about safe sleep, or if you have any questions about sleep training and room sharing, please leave them below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you follow along. And if you have any topic ideas, please send me an email at bailey@midnightmamasleepconsulting.com.